Hey guys. So yeah, I've been working on making the text more configurable, adding more attributes for text configuration. So so basically, I wanted to add basically I wanted to add curve segments to the things that can be configured. So just to show you in the actual application, basically if you create a text mesh, then what happens is you can change the height and then you can change the size. This is what we did yesterday. But actually I want it to be like bigger so that we can see this next thing, 0.5. Yeah, let's make it 2. 2C is actually a very good one to a good character for this demonstration. Um, so now I currently have 20 segments. I don't know exactly what that means, but on a curve, it basically means that there. I think it means there's 20 of these things around here on this curve. So basically, now I'm going to change it to 2. And as you notice, it gets more squared, and then 1. And so, okay, so it's definitely not 20, but maybe it's 1 per inch. I don't know. 1 per radii. So, like if we take this guy and we move it to the left, so it's like -5. Um, and let's go ahead and animate it. Maybe we'll be able to see everything. Oh, no. Animation. So it's going from -5 to 0. It seems weird. Um, it's like it's going backwards. Did I change something yesterday in the animation? Um, what happens if I say from? Oh, it's not far enough. Yeah, it's going off. Okay, I should start more to the left. -15. -25. So, and we'll just make it uh, slower, 9 seconds. So, like as you see, there's no curves in the M. Let me pause so we can just kind of go things like the I, the S, but the I and the L are very clear, but the S has a bunch of these things, a bunch of these little jags to it, and I believe this is the jaggiest you can make it if I remember correctly, because I think we just made it a 1. I don't know if you can do 0.1. No, looks like 1 is the smallest. Let's see, when we get to 2, it looks a lot better. When we get to 3, it looks even better. 5, and now if we make it like 500, and then let's see if we can kind of see some lagginess, because it seems like 2. Oh, it didn't change. 2. Oh yeah, so it is so slow, right? Because it's trying to do so many calculations. Um, like I just hit the backspace and everything is just hanging right now. Um, so I don't think that there's really a fix for that. There may be, um, but it'll be interesting as we explore this. Um, what kind of maybe solutions, but I don't think there is. I think you get to the point where you're asking the library to do way too much for that to work. So, anyways, to the code. So a mesh interface, basically in the interface, I added the curve segment, and so then a bunch of stuff broke. And I actually did try to do this as a live, like not a live stream, but like as a record myself coding. And then because I was thinking, oh, this is gonna be really smooth. It's gotten so much easier because basically all we're doing is changing another attribute right next to the other one. But then I got kind of confused uh, something, and I'll tell you what it is in a second. But and then it kind of threw the whole video off, and that is like why it's so hard to live code, record yourself, because there's just a lot of hitches that as you're trying to code it. But anyways, uh, so here basically during so this code happens. It's very specific to whenever you change the shape uh, for it to use that. So like if I change this, text and cube aren't very good examples, but if I change this to a let's go with 0, a sphere, and then if I change it back to a text, this code is very, very specific to that. And then it's basically if the type changes. This down here is to inspect lower into things to see if something specific within, so that the actual text, it did not change, but something changed within it, and that's what this code is. So I got kind of hung up here, like, oh, why isn't this working right, and why is that? And then I was like, okay, I need to add a special comment for myself, but then there's already a comment up here. So, like I was just kind of zombied out, I was just like copy and pasting and all that. And you kind of need to do that sometimes because that's sort of a good indicator that the architecture is, reasonable. But, being too zombie-like can also make you make silly mistakes. And it's just like something that you have to balance from day to day. But so that was my changes in there, inside, basically inside of the form itself. I added a new attribute kind called where are you? Or am I in right now? Oh, segments, curved segments. So it's right after size, and then that shouldn't be size and width. It should be like height and width. And then hopefully I remember to save that. And then down here in the component itself, I added the segment count, and I defaulted it to 20 because that's what we had before, and that seems like the right number for most situations. I could see myself, like if I was bringing in like some kind of complex model or something like that, I could see myself taking that um, and then having like 200, 300 curve segments, but then it's going to take it a bit to render. It's going to take it a couple minutes probably to render, especially if it's something that's very, very complex. And you really wouldn't be able to like play a game with it or do an animation with it, but it might be, just so that you can see it, and so that you can, capture something in it. But yeah, it looks like this curved segments is something that you just have to tweak, and this tool makes it easy to tweak that just to see what would work. Right now, I think this is a good tool for feasibility of a ThreeJS, and B, to create a cool graphic for like a T-shirt or something like that. Like I could see this being a really cool graphic on a T-shirt, and then maybe like if you had, how much time do I have? 44 seconds. Maybe if you turned it to a Fong, and then if you added a light and move the light out closer to us by 1. See, that is pretty darn cool. And then like, with the shadows and stuff like that, that would be really cool. So yeah, so that's I think this thing's coming along nicely. I just pretty pleased with this. I can't wait until these are all done, and then then I'll move on to adding another kind of light. Oh, my alarm's gonna go off. Adding another light. There's like a searchlight, like it kind of is like a circle, and you can that I think will be the next kind of light that I add. Um, I might It might make sense to animate like the height and the width, the size, the segment count. It might be a pretty cool animation, but I don't think I should do that this time. I think that rotation was good enough to kind of see. Basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to pound this thing so that all the features that I want to be able to do exist, and then at that point, once I've kind of gone through everything and checked that basically it can do everything I want to do, then I want to create the import export. And at the very least, the first time around, the import export for JSONs. But it would be also nice to have import export for CSV, comma separated values. And that would be really nice because then I would be able to go like into an Excel spreadsheet and just like create thousands of little lights or something, and stuff like that, and then import it. Because this tool, it's just not very, very well suited for creating tons and tons of different things. So, I think, let's see, negative. See, right now I have a issue because I cannot make like a -3, but I can do that in lights, I think. Oh, I'm on the wrong. Or I can't. Okay, so I can't do it in lights. Let's see, can I do it in meshes? Yeah, see, in meshes I can do it. And it'll be interesting to dig in and see, okay, what is the delta that makes it work in one and not the other? So let's see, negative. So now let's move the camera out a little bit. 8. And then that's probably not going to be enough, so let's go 10. And then let's move my mesh over like 6 and 9 and 11. And so now we're a little bit too close, so let's go ahead and make the camera position 12. And then it looks like I need to go maybe 13. And then I need to add like another light. And I want it to be at like negative. So let's make this one 0. And then make this one -5 and then negative, because I can't do that, and bring it out to 1, and then add another light, and this is at 5 and 1. And then let's go ahead and move the mesh to the left by 12. Let's make it 13. All right, so now let's go ahead and kind of be patriotic a little bit. Although, like, I probably should, just because, thank you so much, India. You guys are like by far the largest. That country is by far the largest viewer of my videos. So I truly appreciate you. So I should probably look up what the Indian flag colors are. So it's like kind of an orange, white, and green. So let's just go ahead and do that. I don't know what orange is. Indian flag color is RGB. RGB. See, you guys are 4, 106, and 56. So can I type in here? No, I cannot type in here. That would be nice. 4, let's see. 106. Probably should drag for a bit. And 56. That does not seem right. I guess that's supposed to be that green. Oh, wait. What is this? Okay, I don't think that's right. Okay, so it's supposed to be 46A38. Oh my gosh. And then I have this in decimals. Let's see. So it's okay. That is just not helpful. Anyways, well, I tried, guys. But so yeah, so I was looking at my let's see if I can show it real quick. Analytics, and then audience, and let's see. Wow, it's even more than before. Um, so I don't know. I hope there's no information here that I'm not leaking any useful information. But yeah, India is 6.3% in the last 28 of my visits, and United States is 1.9, and I bet you at least half of them were probably from India, and then 0.9. So that's pretty neat. Although the subtitles, 4.4% were French, Spanish is 0.1, and Portuguese is 0.1. Now this is the part that blows me away, because I think I have like 62 subscribers, which represents like 2% of my viewers. So that means I have like 1,000 people viewers, and 100% are male. So when I say, "Hey guys," I guess that makes sense. And then yeah, so I probably will feel comfortable saying "Hey guys" until I see at least one girl. And then one thing that really makes me happy is this 18, the age group that's watching, and that's 18 to 24 and 25 to 34. Because honestly, the reason I do this is because I want to pass on how to do this. I feel like a lot of the ways that maybe organizations portray how code is done is completely false. That is not how code is done. They really cannot teach you how to code at school. They can teach you how to be a better coder, and they can teach you foundations that will help you become uh, a very successful coder in like the corporate world. But I don't think that they have figured out a way to actually teach coding. And a lot of people get like they get some sort of organizational validation pieces of paper that say they know how to code, and they can't code. They can't code at all. And then they're trying to teach people to code, and they can't teach people how to actually code because they can't code. And then what they try to do is they try to make people feel bad about not being able to code. They try to blame the person that they really should have been teaching. Blame them for the fact that they can't code when they actually don't know how to code themselves. So that was the whole point of this, and it makes me really happy that it's young people are seeking out other ways to learn how to code, because I think they recognize that the places that are trying to teach them to code, who are giving them the certifications and the degrees or whatever, aren't actually teaching them code. But there is a place for those things. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm just saying learning how to code is not something that you learn in a classroom or at a school from a professor. It's something that you fall in love with, and that it's like learning how to solve a Rubik's Cube or how to do crossword puzzles or any other kind of thing like that. So, so anyways, happy coding, everybody, and